If a graph passes the horizontal line test, we can also say that the graph is one-to-one. We know that passing the horizontal line test means the inverse is a function, but here's a new way, or a different way to say it. We say it's one-to-one. What this means is that every single input goes to its own unique output. In other words, no two inputs have the same output. Sometimes it's easier to see this visually, so if you look down at these two mapping diagrams at the bottom of the screen, it's easy to see, I think, which one's one-to-one. The first one would represent a one-to-one function, because every single input goes to its own output. Nothing is paired up to the same output. Compared to the second graph over here, or the second mapping diagram, which is also a function. Remember, a function means every input has exactly one output. But things like this would be a problem for being one-to-one. We can't have three different inputs going to the same output. It's still a function, it's just not a one-to-one function. So to determine if a function is one-to-one, just graph it and see if it passes the horizontal line test. I'm just going to make a rough sketch of what this looks like rather than getting my graphing calculator out. Although if you don't recall what these graphs look like, you can certainly graph them. The graph of a x squared, a parabola with a negative leading coefficient, is going to be a parabola that opens downward and looks roughly like this. I mean, it's a really rough sketch. And I can see that this, well, fails the horizontal line test. It intersects 2 times. So this function is not one-to-one. It is a function, but it's not a one-to-one function. Compared to this second graph over here, which again, if you don't recall what a square root graph looks like, you can graph it yourself. But a square root graph is going to look roughly like this, shifted to the right 5. This graph I can see does pass the horizontal line test, because no matter where I draw a horizontal line, it will always only intersect 1 time. So this, yes, is a one-to-one function, because it passes the horizontal line test.